also, if you haven't seen, of course, there's Welcome to Derry's coming out right now, the It spinoff, right? That's going to be about, of course, Pennywise. And the big thing was that Bill Skarsgård was coming back to play the part of Pennywise, and a lot of people were wondering, would that happen? Would that not happen? He even said he wouldn't come back because he was sick of playing like that kind of creepy villain before. But Andy Muschietti is behind this. Of course, he did the Flash movie that didn't do that well, but he did the first two It movies, right? But Welcome to Derry is coming out, and right now they're saying this forthcoming season, he has an idea for 2 more seasons on top of that too. It did have it. We're going to prequel though here, Secret Agent Man. We're doing a prequel. Now the first season is going to take place in 1986. It's funny because the idea is they're going to go back in time. So they're going to do 3 seasons. The first one will be a little bit more modern time. Then we'll go back a few decades, then back a few more decades. But it's the story of how he came to be. And through 27 years, we're going to see fragments of research to find out where he came from, how he came to be, and how Pennywise actually became a person. So they're talking about catastrophic events from the past, and they're going to go back in time. So the first season, though, I think the first season is actually supposed to be, I said 80s, but I think it's actually 30s, and then it's supposed to be, 60s, 30s, and then 1908 is the last season. So 1962 will be the first season, 1935 will be the second season, and 1908 will be the third season. And Muschietti said this because he said that if you look at it, even like It Part 1 and Part 2, there's a trend where it comes through in a cycle of 3. And so they want to showcase that in a TV form, which is very ambitious. Again, I guess they love the first season over at WB, and they're very interested in making that second season as soon as possible, but it still hasn't come out. Now it's dropping in 2025. We'll have to see if it does that well. They don't have an official release date though, but I think it's ambitious to plan 3 seasons like this without being greenlit. I mean, it does work out sometimes, it does. But is there much of a drive for 3 seasons of It for Pennywise? I love Tim Curry, Steve Rogers. He was freaking great. Rocky, he was great doing that back in the day. I used to love him. And I think that Tim Curry's a little like, he didn't make a cameo on these at all, did he? He should have. But I think that he was so good as Pennywise, and I like Bill. I think he does a good job. But he was also Nosferatu now, and he's got like these different kind of creatures he's playing. And he says he's like, I don't want to do creatures all the time, but if you do it so well, they're gonna keep casting you. It's called typecast. It happens, and he's gonna take that money. That's why he came back, I think, to Welcome to Derry. But 3 seasons. I mean, I'm interested in the first season. I like Muschietti normally as a director. I like Flash, even though people hated it. I still liked it, and I think he did a great job with the first 2 movies. What do we think, though? What do you think? Valarie, is there any kind of ambition for this? Think people want to see this at all? And do you think that 3 seasons is what people are looking for in this?
I would honestly, just my personal opinion, I would say yes, because I know that people loved the original, with Tim Curry, but also, the two-parter with Bill Skarsgård. And people loved him in that role. And I feel like those movies, just like gave little hints of like the lore of Pennywise and like his history. And I would like to know more about that because I haven't read the novels, but I would watch it just for that reason, to know about like his lore and his story and whatnot. I think it would be cool. It's a really cool concept.
And the Stephen King aspect, he's probably going to be, he probably loves to have this happen too. He's probably super excited. I think that people are interested in it. And you're right, they had that like photo and they had to show like little like breadcrumbs in the movies, but we never found out like where he really comes from. And I feel like that it's done. You're like, well, that's anticlimactic. Like how this guy come to be and taunt this whole town for this whole time. It's fascinating. How do you think about the backwards thing though? We're going to go from the like 60s to the 30s to 1908. Is that weird? Do you think we should be starting at 1908?
No, I think this is perfect because it starts where things are familiar. And then I think over time it's going to deconstruct it into, whatever he started as. And I think that's really smart storytelling in my personal opinion.
It's kind of cool, actually, the more I think about it, because they are, you're right. You're like finding out like you see him as a creature probably in 1960s, right? And it's like, okay, that's who he is. And all of a sudden, it's kind of like a reverse Voldemort, if you will, for my Harry Potter fans out there. You get to see him kind of go back in time and become less and less of that creature, and then find out the man and how he gets there. I mean, or maybe he's not a man, actually. I really don't know either. Maybe he's just this demon that, like a demon baby, maybe, or something like that. I don't know. I just watched that Veil show, the Shining Veil, and there's all about demon babies. So I have demon babies in my head. I love everybody saw that show. Courtney Cox, so Ron would like it. It's on Max.
I love it.
She has a demon baby. She has a demon baby in the show.
What's it called?
The Shining Veil. It's on Max. There's 2 seasons. It was on Stars, and it did really well. It's like her and Greg Kinnear is her husband, and Greg Kinnear and her are fantastic in it. It's actually a great show, but it did 2 seasons on Stars. It was nominated for a bunch of things, but it was canceled after season 2. But I'm sorry, this is Courtney Cox. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. She looks great in it too.
Don't call me for the next 2 days. I'm busy.
Yep, check it out. There's like 16 episodes, something like that.
Nice.
So it's not that bad. It's easy to go through, and they're half-hour episodes too. But there's a lot of jump scares in it too, Ron. So get ready for that. A lot of jump scares.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and also there's a lot of jump scares, and and of course it. What do you think about that process too, Ron? Deconstructing the villain of Pennywise from 80s down to 1908. Is that? I don't think it's ever been done on TV before. Is that interesting to you?
It's very interesting to me. That's the part that's interesting to me. As far as the 3 seasons go, I've been on so many shows that are guaranteed 2 seasons. We do 3 episodes. It's gone. Nobody remembers. Nobody cares. So I think a lot of that is hype. But it might be stronger than that because they've already got the years planned. And I would be really interested in the 30s. I don't know why. There's just something creepy to me about the 30s.
Yeah, I think that's 30s are a whole different era right there. I mean, I guess the 60s are okay, I'm intrigued about the 1908 too. That's kind of fascinating to me. I like that kind of time. It's like that. Like my grandpa was born in 1910, and I think about going back to that time. I can't even imagine what it'd be like to live back then, And I think it's like
there was horse and buggy era still.
I know, right? It could have been really fat, and how that character comes to be, it's interesting to me. This is a whole different perspective than I thought this show was going to be when I first heard about it.
That's
I thought
cool.
we were going to do the same thing, Ron. Like we got some kids, we got a clown.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's all I think. Not we're going to like actually tell the story of his I guess demise in a lot of ways. I don't know. Have you ever read the books before, Ron? Do you know anything about Pennywise? Because I really don't know.
I really don't know. I just look at those pictures of clowns and I fucking freak out.
I know. The clowns are a lot. I mean, and Tim Curry. Okay, I'll do that one more time. I think it's my favorite Tim Curry. He was great as Pennywise. He's so good. He was so good.
He is.
I think this is a fascinating take on this whole series. And Max does a great job with this stuff too. They really do with a lot of their shows. They really do a great job. What do you think about this, GR? Are you excited about this at all? Is this something that's fascinating to you at all? I know you're not big into the horror stuff, GR. I know you're not big, but we're going to tell the tale of a different eras. Is that fascinating?
I'm just not into it.
Not at all, huh? Nothing.
I'm not into it.
Did you ever watch did you read the Stephen King book ever, or did you ever get involved with it at all?
You said it up front, Brian. Horror bores the hell out of me. Yeah. I don't find it amusing. I don't find it entertaining. I just pass.
I don't think horror is supposed to be entertaining.
Yeah, right?
Sorry.
And really ugly clowns definitely don't do anything for me.
GR's not going to answer that question, Ron. GR's not going to answer that question.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear your question, Ron.
I said horrors aren't supposed to be entertaining, are they?
Well, if they want to make any money, they better be.
All right. That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't know. I wonder what Stephen King thinks about this, too. But I think that to plan something out is a good idea. We plan it out, we try for it, we hope for it. But like Ron said too, I just don't know if they'll get 3 seasons. I just don't know. I think that how's the chat feel about this? Chat want to see this at all? They should have a battle of the clowns. We love, bring out the clowns. We have a clown band in my hometown. Valarie knows the clown bands. They play all these different songs, and they're marching around the town, and they're playing the stripper song constantly. And people love those clowns. Most people hate clowns.
If they could get away with something like a Who Shot JR finale on each one, and then it goes backwards, that could be very interesting, and people could get hooked.
Yeah.
Well, you're dating yourself with that one, Moran.
That's okay. I'm an 80s guy. I love the 80s.
Val, do you have any idea what he was talking about when he said "Who Shot JR" finale?
No, but hey, I'm along for the ride. I love it.
Good.
I don't know either.
Sport.
I don't know either, but I'll allow it. We'll allow it here. We'll allow it. That's for sure.
Thank you. It ran for 11 seasons, guys. 11 seasons.
Who shot JR?
Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was the final show of the first season.
Yep.
And I spent an entire summer hoping the character was going to die.
Oh.
Yep, because he was such an evil character. And then remember,
no, because nobody got my name right after that show came on the air.
GRJR.
That was it for him. Which I could see, GR. I could see that.
They were groundbreaking. They were the first show to take a character, kill him in the first episode of a season, bring him back in the last episode of that season, and say the whole season was a dream.
Oh, I hate that. But people used to do that.
It was really interesting because so many things happened. It was a nighttime soap, and you're like, well, wait, did this happen? And it was interesting.
Try to connect those dots. Like, is this real?
Yes.
Is that real? Like,
yes.
It's a big, like, kind of like F you to the fans too. It just is when you do that stuff because you're so hooked in the storyline.
Twist on that in the Bob Newhart show.
Oh, with the Suzanne Plachette and the other one. Yes.
Yeah, I never saw that. Never saw that either. You guys are getting Valarie and I right now. We have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know. What show was this?
I'm telling you, Bob Newhart was an actor that had a comedy show, and then years later he had another one, and at the end of it, they put him in bed with his wife from the first show like it was a dream.
Yeah.
The second show.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
I cracked up. So I didn't watch the show, but I saw that. I haven't seen that episode. I just died laughing.
People ate that up.
Wow, I never. One day, we'll have to go back and watch it, Val. We'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch it together. We'll come into the know together.
We'll figure it out.
You damn young whippersnappers.
Hey, we're youth privileged. That's what we are, GR.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like that one. That's a good one. Youth privilege.
Wow.
I don't know if I really am anymore. I'm kind of racking
Valarie is.
Valarie is. Valarie's youth privilege. Yeah, I'm youth declined right now or something. I don't know.
You're in the youth deprivation room now.
I'm youth challenged.
They're pulling it away from me. They're totally pulling away from me. But yeah, I'm excited about this thing. I think it's interesting. I'm not sure about 3 seasons. I know people have been talking about it though. Let me know what you think about there in the chat if you want to see it. And we're moving fast tonight. We really are moving fast tonight, which is fantastic. This is not your Friday show, everybody. This is not your Friday show.
Let me see. So I'm having the whole here.
I don't know. Yeah.
May I?
Yeah. Go. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I did. They had this huge idea for a remake of Coach. And I went away for the summer because I knew I was going to have it. I came back. We started working on it. We were lighting it and everything. And we had a guaranteed 13 episodes. And after we did the first show, I got a call from the producer. And I said, okay, so what new sets do we have coming in? And she said, no, tear everything out. And I'm like, oh, a big set. She goes, no, we're done. And I'm like, we did one show. She's like, yes, we're done. And as it turns out, Craig T. Nelson was the only one that had a series deal. All the other actors that came back had weekly deals, which never happens. They never intended to go anywhere with that show. NBC Universal was using it as a write-off at the end of the year.
Oh,
and by the time I finished my one episode, every show in Hollywood was already crewed up. And so there was nothing, which is so messed up.
Yeah, because you tell the crew this, you expect you have all those weeks of work, right? We're good.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work. And then they're like, well, you know what? We're sorry to just lie to you because we don't do that. We don't lie to you in Hollywood, right? They don't lie.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, of course not.
It wasn't a bad pilot. It was not a bad pilot. I've done a lot worse.
Man, and I thought like he would want to do it too. You would think.
He did. I mean, it looked like he did. You know?
Well, look at Fraser, how well that's done too. Like they brought him back, and that's got a second season coming. It's doing great. You think it would fit into that same kind of world?
It's a smart show. That's what I think a lot of people like about that.
Is there anything, Valarie, you want rebooted? You think? Is there anything you've seen before? You're like, let's do an update of that.
I gotta think.
Any TV show? Because I feel like TV shows are easier. Friends, we can't touch Friends. I mean, unless you're doing Courtney Cox Kids or something like that. But I feel like that's, you know what I mean?
I'm joking.
Yeah,
I do love Friends, but yeah, that would be maybe in 100 years.
Wow, yeah. Jennifer Aniston in 100 years. Whoa,
she's gonna look great. She's gonna look great. Trust me.
Pretty much the same.
She's gonna look great in a casket in 100 years.
Oh boy, GR.
Come on, she's 140 years old. I don't think it'd look that good.
She'll be 157.
I'm waiting for like the X-Files reboot. That's coming.
You what, Brian?
The X-Files reboot. I'm waiting for that one. That's gonna be interesting to me.
Yeah, I wasn't an X-Files fan. Go figure.
It's okay. It's okay. But, you know, they're trying to do it like a whole different twist on it in the same universe, like new agents, and then Scully and Mulder might pop in at some point. Which, you know, David Duchovny. Yeah, you know, because those two are great. And I hope that they do. We'll see. They've been around for a long time. GR, how about that MASH reboot that's coming? It's not coming.
That's one. It was so well wrapped up that they couldn't remake it. I mean,
they could. GR, don't say they couldn't.
Best series finale of all time was 6 Feet Under.
Oh, yeah, this is a great ending.
Yeah,
great ending.
Who got buried?
Yeah, you what, GR?
I said, who got buried?
Everybody.
They lived. They projected the lives of every single person in there, and the demise, and it'd show how everybody died of the main characters. It was fantastic. And they showed it through the daughter's eyes.
It was cool. It was really cool because, you know, that they're at the mortuary already, so it was like kind of like very fitting, you know, very fitting to have it that way.
Remember, Michael was he just dropped dead. He was at a casket and just dropped dead, and I literally watched that. I watched that.
He died in the right place, you know. Just throw him in another casket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brian,
expect another season. What?
I thought of an answer for you. I would like to see more of Fleabag. Personally.
Fleabag.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know people love Fleabag. Ron's not sure.
Melissa loved Fleabag. I couldn't get into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like slick and sexy.
I never even heard of it.
It's
Phoebe Waller. Yeah.
Yeah, I love her. I wish that there was more of that show so badly. Like it ended with a hot date. I needed more of that personally.
Well, you never know.
Pre-season, Ron?
It was a cult following, definitely.
Yeah.
It was. And I respect that. And I just remember talking to a friend of mine. She's like, "Oh, you got to watch this." And I watched it. And I'm like, "Oh God, it was just ugly." No.
It's like, it's niche. You have to, I guess you have to like the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Give me Beverly Hills 90210 anytime.
Oh God.
You might get more of that someday. You might get more. You know, that's not gonna. You can't.
I want
the back
room
burner.
222, Ron.
Oh my gosh! With Marla, she's dead.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
The Sopranos ended in mid-frame. You're right, Queen. That happened too, and a lot of people went nuts about that.
I was going to mention that also. Yeah, the ending of The Sopranos is wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's funny because I never watched the show, but I saw the ending, of course, because it was so talked about. I saw it, you know, it was like everywhere at one point, and just like it's kind of insinuating, but not, you know. Fleabag ruined Indy 5. You know, I didn't think she was that bad, but it was like kind of like, you know, they had reshot that ending multiple times. They had like multiple endings. They had one where she picks the hat up and she puts it on like she's Indiana Jones. And they had one where they used where it flew away. They had one where he grabs it again. They had like a bunch of different versions because they weren't sure. They were testing it out, and people didn't like her putting the hat on. And that was what they were originally going to go with, making her the new Indiana Jones. And people didn't like that. So they let it go. They let it go. They had him grab the hat. So,
hey, Brian, do you remember the show Square Pegs?
You know, Square Pegs. I don't know.
It was fantastic. It was with Sarah Jessica Parker and some other girl, and they were the outcasts of high school. It was a comedy, and it was hysterical the way they abused those two girls.
Oh, really?
It was really funny. It was very funny. It went like
what was it on?
NBC.
Okay. Square Pegs. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
The theme song was Square Pegs, Square Pegs, Square Pegs, Square Pegs.
Square Pegs. No, I can't. Well, GR, get on that. We got to find that song, technical director. Come on. Yes. We got to find that song.
I'll look for it right after the show.
Okay. All right. Well, it is coming for maybe 3 more seasons. If you're excited about that, let us know.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.